Hi dear students, in previous video we have studied the first example of layered architecture, that is OSI reference model. So today we are going to study another example of layered architecture, and that is TCP IP reference model. So what is TCP IP reference model then? TCP means transmission control protocol, IP means internet protocol. So this reference model have total 4 layers. So as you can see on screen, here is one diagram. So at left side we have a OSI model diagram, and at right side we have a TCP IP model. So we can study this TCP IP model with comparison with OSI model. So OSI model have total 7 layers. TCP IP model have total 4 layers. So from OSI model, top 3 layers are combined into only one layer in TCP IP, and that single layer means the top application layer of TCP IP performs all functions of session layer, presentation layer and application layer of OSI model. Then next layer is transport layer. So it is almost similar in both models, in OSI also and TCP IP also. Then next layer is network. So network layer of OSI model, we use the same work in TCP IP also, but we term it as internet layer. Then bottom 2 layers of OSI model, that are data link layer and physical layer, they are combined together and their work is combined in one single layer, that is network access layer in TCP IP model. So OSI model have total 7 layers and TCP IP have 4 layers. So this is how some layers of OSI model are combined into only one layer in TCP IP model. So let's see the functions of each layer of TCP IP. So first one is application layer. So this application layer, it is the top of the TCP IP reference model. So this layer provides very important work, and that is it performs all the works of session layer, presentation layer and application layer of OSI model. So it uses some of the protocols that are HTTP, FTP, SMTP, etc. So later in this video we study about these protocols. Then next layer is transport layer. So now let's see the work of transport layer. So this layer allows peer entries of source and destination machines to transfer information. Means actual transmission of information between peers. Peers means source and destination is happen in transport layer. So one more work it will do, that is the end-to-end protocol it will provide for transportation, and it uses protocols such as TCP and UDP. So TCP means transmission control protocol and UDP means user datagram protocol. So TCP is a reliable connection oriented protocol and UDP is a user datagram protocol, that is reliable connectionless protocol. So now next layer is internet layer. So the work of internet layer is to allow the host to insert packets into any network and then make them travel independently to reach the destination. Means first work of internet layer is it will allow host means source to put its packets into network. Then it will allow those packets to travel independently to reach to the destination. Then second one is the order in which packets are received can be different from the sequence in which they are sent. Means what? The order means if you have sent a packet 1, packet 2, packet 3 from source, then receiver might receive packet 3 first, then 1, then 2. So sequence may alter when it's received. Then higher layers are supposed to arrange these packets in proper order. higher layers of internet layers, means transport layer and application layer, they must arrange these unsorted packets into sequence. Then the internet layer defines the packet format. It will define the packet format, and the protocol used is called as internet protocol. So protocol used by internet layer is IP, that is internet protocol. The internet layer is supposed to deliver IP packets to their upper layers. So one more work of internet layer is it has to deliver IP packets to its upper layer, and this layer is responsible for transfer of information across different networks through the use of routes and gateways. So it will transmit the information across different networks. Then last layer is network access layer. So this layer we can also call as host to network layer. It is also called as host to network layer. So this is the lowest layer in the TCP/IP model. The host has to connect to the network using some protocols so that it can send IP packets over it. So in this level, means in this layer, the host must be connected to the network, because host has to send some IP packets. So to do that, it must be connected to a network, and it uses, means whatever protocol it uses, means network access layer uses, that varies from host to host and network to network. So there are not particular protocols used by host to network layer. So they may use some different protocols. So it completely, means whatever protocol is used, that is completely depends on host to host and network to network. So last function of network access layer is it is responsible for error detection and correction while data transmission. So it is responsible for detecting and correcting the error, and already you know this is the function of data link layer of OSI model. So that work is done by network access layer in TCP/IP. So now let's see the protocols used by TCP/IP model. So here in this diagram you can see application layer, presentation layer and session layer. They are combined together in TCP/IP, and that those three layer combination we consider as application layer. So that application layer uses some protocols here, that are SMTP, FTP, Telnet, DNS, SNMP, NFS, TFTP, and one more protocol is missing here, that is HTTP, most important protocol used by TCP/IP, that is HTTP. So now let's start with the first protocol of application layer, that is HTTP. So HTTP means it is Hypertext Transfer Protocol. So this protocol is used to transfer HTML code documents from one machine to another machine. So HTML code documents means Hypertext Markup Language code document. HTML means what? Hypertext Markup Language. So to transfer such document we use HTTP protocol, means Hypertext Transfer Protocol. Then second one protocol used by application layer is SMTP. So SMTP means Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. So it provides the basic email facilities and a mechanism for transferring messages among separate hosts. So it provides all email facilities, and it helps to transfer messages from one host to another host. Then third protocol used by application layer is FTP. So FTP means File Transfer Protocol. File Transfer Protocol. So it is used to send files from one machine to another machine. Then fourth protocol is Telnet. So Telnet means telecommunication network. So this Telnet enables remote login capability. Through one system login, we can log into another various systems. Means what? If you are using a system A and by sitting with system A, you want to access system B, C and D, then using Telnet protocol, you can have a remote login. So remote access you can get, and using that remote access, you can access system B, C and D by using system A, means by working with only system A. Then next one is DNS. So DNS means domain name system. So this one is used for domain identification. Domain identification. Domain means system identification. So it provides domain name services. So based on domain names, we can identify which system is at presently working and which system is ready to work and which system is not working. So such domain name system we can use. Then last one is SNMP. So that is Simple Network Management Protocol. And next protocol is NFS, Network File System. And last one is TFTP, Trivial File Transfer Protocol. So like this application layer uses many protocols. Not only these 8, it uses many protocols. So only these are main protocols. So next layer is transport layer. So as you can see in diagram, transport layer uses 2 protocols, that are TCP and UDP. TCP and UDP. So now see what is TCP means. TCP means Transmission Control Protocol. So it is Transmission Control Protocol is reliable, connection-oriented protocol, and it handles flow control and delivery of message without introducing any errors. And TCP is responsible for accurate delivery. It is responsible for accurate data delivery. Then next one is UDP. So UDP is User Datagram Protocol. So it is unreliable, connectionless protocol and used for applications which do not want TCP's sequencing and flow control. UDP is responsible for prompt delivery but not for accurate delivery. So transport layer will select based on its need. It will select either TCP or UDP. So if TCP is used for accurate and error-free transmission, UDP is used for prompt transmission. So accurate and error-free transmission means what? Here whatever data we are sending, that will reach to destination without any errors. Okay. So connection, it is connection oriented, means reliable itself means that reliable, the word itself means that error-free data, and unreliable means with some errors. Data reaches to destination definitely, but with some errors. So it depends on the user whether they want accurate delivery or prompt delivery. Based on that, they can select either TCP or UDP. So UDP is connectionless and it is unreliable. Unreliable means there might occur some errors. And it is prompt. It is responsible for prompt delivery. Prompt delivery means speed is more here. Means it will reach to destination with high speed compared to TCP. Then next layer is internet layer, and here are the some internet layer protocols. Internet layer we can also call as network layer. So here are the some internet layer protocols, that are ICMP, IGMP, IP, ARP and RARP. So now let's see one by one. First one is IP, that is Internet Protocol. So these are the set of rules that are used to put a message into packets, and it is responsible for addressing packets. So IP do 2 works, that are it will set a rules, and those rules are used to put messages into packets, and second work is it is responsible for addressing packets. So why addressing is necessary? whenever we transmit packets from source to destination, they may not reach destination in sequence. So addressing is necessary, and to reach a particular destination, destination addressing is very much necessary. So these addresses, whatever are that are provided, means IP addresses that are provided by Internet protocol, are called as IP addresses. They are called as IP addresses, and ARPANET, SETNET, LAN, packet radio, etc. works as network interfaces here, and all higher level protocols access the network interfaces through IP. So now the operation of single IP protocol over various networks provides independence from underlying network technologies. So this is IP, Internet Protocol. Then come to next one, that is ICMP. So ICMP means Internet Control Message Protocol. It is used by network devices to diagnose the network communication issues. To diagnose means to correct the network communication issues. This ICMP means Internet Control Message Protocol is mainly used to determine whether data is reaching its destination within given time limit or not. Then next one is IGMP. IGMP means Internet Group Management Protocol, and this protocol is used by hosts and adjacent routers on IPv4 networks to establish multicast group membership. So now let us compare ICMP and IGMP. ICMP can be operate between only host to host, or host to network, or network to network. It works between host to host, or host to network, means host to router, or router to router. Whereas IGMP can be used between client to multicast routers, means at a time the message can be transmitted to more than one destination using IGMP protocol, because it provides client to multicast router communication. The next protocol is ARP. So ARP means Address Resolution Protocol. It is used to discover link address such as MAC address. It is used to discover the address, and which address is discovered is MAC address of a host. The next one is RARP, that is Reverse Address Resolution Protocol. So this protocol is used by a client computer to request its IP address from a computer network. So what is the difference between ARP and RARP is, ARP fetches receiver's MAC address, means host B's MAC address, and RARP fetches IP address of receiver. ARP fetch MAC address, RARP fetch IP address. The next layer is Network Access Layer Protocol. So here no protocols is defined in this layer. Why? Because already I have explained it. So network access layer means host to network layer. For this layer we can't provide a particular protocols, because in this layer whatever protocols are used, they vary, means they differ from one host to another host and one network to another network. So any particular protocols are not defined for network access layer. Okay, and this layer uses any of its upper layer protocols. Thank you.